just getting around to watching the WWE Super Show 2018 from Australia. Yes, I just got around to it because when it was live, it was like 2 or 3 something in the freaking morning. And I'm like, I'm not watching this shit live. I got shit to do. I got work to do. I got things to do. So I didn't watch it live, but I actually caught up on it. And for the main event for this show, for this review and report and some rants, I'm going to have a special guest critique the main event, and we're going to give our thoughts at the same time for the main event, Undertaker versus Triple H. So until then, without further ado, this is the themes for now. WWE Super Show 2018 results and rants. I'm kind of glad on 2 things for this match. Number 1, it was a good match. It was. It was a good tag team match for what it was because you had Team Speed, you had Kofi Kingston, and you had Xavier Woods going against The Bar. Big E didn't do any type of interference, and it was a pretty well-rounded match as far as a tag team match. It was good. Was it great? No, but since it was the first match of the card and it was actually for a freaking championship, take notes, Raw, it was actually pretty good just coming out of the gate. New Day retains, and I thought that maybe they could have given this to The Bar, but the New Day retaining, in my opinion, even though I got this wrong, it was the right decision because you don't want hot potatoing belts. If the New Day is going to have any type of credibility, they need to have, once again, a semi-long reign, not as long as last time. But the problem is now, who's going to come after the belts now? Because the Bludgeon Brothers are nowhere to be seen, and other tag teams. What about Anderson and Gallows? You know, I don't know where they're going to go from here. But the New Day retain. They retain the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, and like I said, it was a pretty good match. Now, this was a pretty good match until the way it ended, but this is to be expected, right? I didn't think that they were just going to hot potato it back to Charlotte. I didn't think that they were going to do that. So Becky Lynch using the belt to get disqualified, to me, it's absolutely fine because it actually keeps the belt on her for at least a little while longer. They're going to have a rematch this Tuesday on SmackDown. However, it's in light of the whole situation of Becky versus Charlotte and how personal it got, and Becky wants to be on top and wants to be champion and wants the queen to bow down to her, ha ha ha. It was a pretty good rounded match. People are complaining about the ending of the match, but at the same time, this was to extend the reign of Becky Lynch. Becky was getting cheered for the most part during this match, and I was just like, go Becky, because we don't need another Charlotte reign for right now. That can wait. That can wait. You don't need her catching up to Ric Flair in 16. It'll be kind of funny if she gets to 17 before John Cena does. But anyway, Becky is still champion because of the disqualification, and I'm all for it. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the worst results of the night, even though I called it, because why would John Cena come back and lose? I wasn't for the match to begin with because Kevin Owens and Elias are being treated like crap. Just straight crap. Yeah, Bobby Lashley should have been Universal Champion by now if you're going to go by any circumstances and standards. John Cena coming out and doing his 6 moves of doom, and that's it. Yes, he actually performed the 6th move of doom in this match. And for any of you that may complain about that, the people's elbow says hello. So let's not even go about moves of doom or whatever, or his 6th move of doom. Just look. Even though that was absolutely ridiculous, the result is absolutely ridiculous. John Cena's haircut was absolutely ridiculous. But that's not the only haircut that was absolutely ridiculous here on this event. But yeah, I wasn't too fond for this match because Bobby Lashley gets his ass whooped, tags Cena, Cena dispatches and takes care of Elias, and it's just, yeah, I wasn't too fond of it from the get-go. So the results, John Cena and Bobby Lashley win, and it doesn't surprise me one bit. Just, yeah, I don't know how else to put that. It was just garbage. This result went the way I thought it was going to. The Iconics winning in their hometown, and Naomi taking the fall, because why the fuck would Asuka get pinned or submitted here? It wouldn't have made any sense whatsoever. So that was it. And the Iconic, yeah, they actually did their superhero pose during the match, and they say it's good to be home. They didn't put the crowd down. They didn't go in as heels. They went as hometown women. They got the job done. No shenanigans, no BS. They just won, and I thought that it was going to be that way because they were home. So, did it make the pay-per-view skyrocket and make it better? No. The pay-per-view was, maybe an average C overall to me, but it wasn't the worst, and I'll get to the matches that made the pay-per-view better and some worse, but the Iconics win, and I called that since they were home, so there you go. Why is this match taking place in the middle of the freaking event? It's for the WWE Championship. It should have been last. I don't give a fuck about Undertaker versus Triple H in this event. This match should have taken on last because arguably it was one of the most personal matches on the card, and it was for a freaking championship, so that ups the ante a bit. No disqualification. They pulled out all the stops, and a lot of things were done, especially with steel chairs. Tables. Again, it was a pretty rounded match as far as no disqualification. And Samoa Joe ends up tapping due to the calf crusher, and because Samoa Joe had got his leg hurt. And the minute when AJ Styles won this match, I was like, okay, we're instantly in trouble because of the #1 contenders match. And I was like, if Samoa Joe wins, I was like, fine, then we're absolutely safe. But AJ Styles winning, I was like, uh-oh. Now, personally, I picked Samoa Joe because I thought that he was going to get the championship and run with it for a while. But I guess WWE is not seeing that for some reason. AJ Styles is still WWE champion. And I had my fears until later. And I'll get to that in a bit. Even though this match ended with Ronda Rousey putting a double armbar on 2 members of the freaking Riot Squad, it still didn't save the match for me. This match was not good by any stretch of the imagination because I knew that they weren't going to put the Riot Squad over here. I knew that the Bellas and Ronda were going to win, and that's why, once again, I'll get that jingle for you. I don't care. I don't care. I didn't care for this match from the get-go. So that's your result. Riot Squad just down, and they had to put the Bellas and Ronda Rousey up. And right now, Ronda Rousey doesn't even have a championship match for Evolution, and it's going to be against one of the Bellas. It will be a triple threat match between Bellas and Ronda's going to end up coughing the belt to one of those Bellas. That's just the way I see it. And it's going to be ridiculous, but the whole match was ridiculous, and it was surrounded around Ronda Rousey finally getting into the ring and drooping doing droopy cartoon to every freaking member of the freaking Riot Squad, and then, oh god, a submission to two of them at the same time using the armbar, and I'm just like, I didn't really give a damn about the match or the result, really. Poor Riot Squad. Ladies and gentlemen, the Theme will eat his words with this match. I loved this match. I love this Cruiserweight Championship match. Now, I failed to realize that Buddy Murphy was in his hometown during this match. I failed to realize that because I barely follow 205 Live. But when they came out, and even at the beginning, he wanted to, this is my crowd, he wanted to shake Cedric's hand, and Cedric went for the handshake, and I was like, okay, bring us the match. And bring it, they did. You saw Michinoku drivers off the top rope. You saw it was in full speed to a standing Spanish fly. When I saw that, I was like, holy shit, that was excellent. And it was full freaking speed. The choreography there. This match impressed me. Sorry. You saw power bombs off middle ropes, yeah, okay. On top of that, WWE did their fan service once again in this event. The Iconics were one. Buddy Murphy was the other. He is the new Cruiserweight Champion. And in a good match, no shenanigans, bravo. Even after the Spanish Fly, Cedric Alexander hit the lumbar check, and I thought that was it, but Buddy Murphy kicked out, and I was like, this is the shit. Hell yeah. This is what the Cruiserweight division needs to be. This is the way most matches on the freaking main roster should be if you have the capabilities. But, damn, I was still kind of, when this took place after the WWE Championship match, but then again, once again, I'm eating my words. I was proven wrong, and I went from not caring to being fully invested in this match. Seriously, if you didn't see the match, go watch it. Buddy Murphy versus Cedric Alexander, Melbourne, Australia, WWE Super Show, Cruiserweight Championship match. Watch it, live it, love it. And that's from the Theme. Love this match. And the result, perfect. I give credit where credit is due, and bravo for this match. The Shield winning, okay, yeah, this is easy. And they even tried to plug in the whole Ambrose having second thoughts when he accidentally got hit with a Superman punch by Roman Reigns, because you saw Reigns and Rollins in the middle of the ring, and then they get surrounded by Strowman, Ziggler, and McIntyre, and Dean Ambrose was at the other apron, and he finally just went in there and went after Strowman, and Dean Ambrose is the one that got the decision in order to win the freaking match. So, the Shield. Was it the Shield's best match together? No, it wasn't. It's funny because even when they came out through the crowd, all three of them came out separately. Was that a omen for things to come? Did Dean Ambrose have second thoughts? Did he go astray? No, he didn't. He actually got the win for the team. And the Shield was systematically destroyed throughout the match, but they ended up winning the match. So, there you go. And I picked the Shield from the get-go because I didn't think that Strowman, McIntyre, and Ziggler actually needed the win. I didn't think that they needed the win. That just wouldn't have suited me right if the Shield would have lost. But at the same time, was it the best match? No, but it certainly wasn't the worst. Everyone had their spots, including barricade being broken by Roman Reigns spearing Strowman threw it after Strowman was about to destroy freaking, again, Dean Ambrose was about to get destroyed, but Roman Reigns stopped that. I guess that made amends for that Superman punch accident, but anyway, the Shield wins. What else could there have been? I just didn't think that Ziggler, McIntyre, and Strowman was going to win because it was the Shield, and they like to feed us the Shield every chance that they get. Oh man, under 3 minutes. It took under 3 minutes for Daniel Bryan to beat The Miz. Oh God. Oh man. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, I hate The Miz with passion. I can't stand him. As a wrestler, I can't stand him. With that being said, best result, funniest result of the night. Why? In a WWE number one contenders match, I've never seen anyone dispatched so quickly and so decisively. Daniel Bryan was taped up. He wasn't even 100%. So you're telling me, you Miz fans out there, are you telling me that you would have been convinced by him beating Daniel Bryan clean? It was not going to happen clean. So look at the result. He tried the dick licking finally after he hits the knee. The Jizz actually does Daniel Bryan's knee to him. Tries for dick licking finale, dick licking finally. And then Daniel Bryan turns around and gives him a small package and holds him down for basically 4 seconds. The Australian crowd they blinked or they were talking to each other or something. They missed that. They missed the 3 count. They missed the bell ring, and everybody's like, wait, what just happened here? And then Daniel Bryan's music starts playing again, and people were like, yes? Yes? Wait, that was it? Okay. When the 3 count happened, I laughed so hard. I almost hit the floor laughing. I had my stomach and my heart was. I thought I was going to have another heart attack. Listen, this was the funniest result of the night, and AJ Styles is looking at the screen with the belt, like, yeah, okay, yeah. So AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan, tear it up, tear it down. If it would have been Samoa Joe against Daniel Bryan, tear it up, tear it down. And my fears were not realized. Thank goodness that it's not going to be The Miz versus AJ Styles. And for those of you saying, The Miz and AJ Styles would have been a better match, no, you don't know your wrestling. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know anything. You don't know shit if you're saying that. I'm just going to say it right like that. I don't know how else to put that. Just no, and hell no. The Miz, fuck him, alright? Can't wrestle. He has no business near world championships of any kind, or any kind of championships, in my opinion. And this result was the only one that made sense. 100%. It was just, yeah, and it was also comedy as well. So, Daniel Bryan dispatches The Miz in under 3 freaking minutes. There you go. Well, yeah, because The Miz had no help. His wife wasn't there. No Jizz Taraj. None of that. So, what do you got to say about that, Miz fans? Leave a comment below, if you dare. And now for the special segment for this video. Now look, all right, introduce yourself.
Theme, thank you for having me on. I am the Reverend. Of course, you've seen me with the theme on many of the other videos that we do with the middle-aged guys.
Yes. And Reverend actually contacted me in order to give his input of the main event of WWE Super Show 2018. So without further ado, I'm going to let you go first. So what did you think about the main event, and what are your opinions on it?
Well, okay, the thing about the main event, I got to say, is I don't want to sound like too much of an elitist or an old school wrestling fan, but I'm just gonna be honest. You know, the theme knows I'm a wrestling fan. I mean, we met through my younger brother when he was in high school and everything else, and he knows my younger brother is also a pro wrestling fan and everything like that. And you know, you met my younger brother all the way back in, like, what was it, 1994, 95, something like that?
Yep.
This right here was pretty much like a match out of the 90s, the late 90s, except 2 steps slower than 20 years ago.
They were a couple of snails in there.
Yeah.
But they have to work around their limitations, especially The Undertaker. It doesn't take away from the match. In my opinion, what took away from this fucking match was fucking Shawn Michaels.
Well, okay, now before we even get into that, all right, because I know just by the virtue that they had Kane and Shawn Michaels there, that they were going to schmoz the ending. They were going to have the overproduced, fucked up ending, all right? That was just going to be obvious, right? But they go ahead, they open up the match, all right? The order of appearance for everybody is Shawn Michaels shows up, then Triple H, then Kane, and then The Undertaker, which, by the way, he still has the best fucking entrance out of all of professional wrestling, all right? Probably the best entrance.
No question.
Yeah, all right? And that was just a big old fucking reminder. And guess what? The bigger the fucking arena, the better it works too. All right. So that's no question. All right. And then they get everybody in the ring. The announcers, you know, she goes ahead and she does her thing and everything.
JoJo, and, fine as hell. Mary and JoJo.
Yeah, you know, JoJo thickness. Yeah, I appreciate that. Okay. But you know, after she goes ahead, she steps out and she's announcing everybody. There's just a few things that really, really stuck to me, right? Like, so Triple H is in there, and he's obviously a proponent of the touch of gray just for men beard treatment. All right, he's got a little bit right there. The Undertaker, on the other hand, is not. But I don't know why he didn't decide to go ahead and make sure that he dyed up the like the sides of his muttons and everything, because those were stark gray and everything else was just jet black. And okay, look, I know why Triple H and Shawn Michaels look like cancer patients, all right? Because they know that, like, they've got like the bald spot and they had to go ahead and take care of that. But I swear, the Undertaker's hairline like starts in the middle of his fucking head.
Yeah, it starts up here.
All right.
If my hairline starts
mine's
like that,
mine's like thinning and everything. Yeah, you know.
Forget it.
We're going through that. We're middle aged, right, and everything else. But still, his like fucking hairline is like literally starting at the middle of his head.
Thank God I'm not losing my hair.
Yeah, you know. So they're going through that, and Undertaker, they sit there, they zoom up on his face, and I noticed that the gray and everything, and then I had to stop myself and I paused the video, and I actually looked around for a second, looked at the video again, hit play, and while it was playing, continued through, and I thought to myself, is this motherfucker wearing mascara?
Wouldn't be the first time.
I know, but it's just really fucking obvious. This guy's got, like, lots of eyeliner on, you know?
Well,
just saying, I don't recall him going really through that phase as the American Badass, but I guess, you know, with the whole dead man look and everything else.
He had to die again in order to get that. So,
yeah, it's just one of those things that was just really, really distracting about it. Not that the match wasn't good, but like I said, if you've seen their matches from a decade ago, maybe even 2 decades ago, a lot of it looked really familiar.
But that's to be expected. They weren't going to perform anything absolutely new. I didn't think anyone expected that. And if you did expect that, ladies and gentlemen, it's like, come on. That's not, even if you expected anything like worldly different from their Hell in a Cell match, the end of an era they had at WrestleMania, you would still have a screw loose. I didn't think that it was going to be a fast-paced match whatsoever.
No. I mean, you know, we had the general tropes of Triple H's offense, a lot of it, you know, revolving around his knees. All right. Mm-hmm. A bunch of the Undertaker's offense, you know, Michael Cole sitting there calling him the best single striker in WWE. in the WWE. You know, I kind of miss JR's commentary on it, because when he called, you know, the Undertaker striking everything, he dubbed his punches carcinogenic, which I didn't know that, you know, getting punched in the face by the Undertaker was going to give you cancer. That was like one of the best things JR has ever said, besides calling every other fucking move a modified power slam.
I'm surprised they didn't have JR for that match, since it was the last time they were going to meet.
Yeah, but you know,
I understand it was in Australia and they probably just couldn't get him there, or he maybe just didn't want to do it. But it's not like he didn't call his last WrestleMania match again. Wait, he called him against Roman Reigns.
Yeah. But I mean, it was just one of those things. I mean, this match, for what it was, I gotta say, if at the very least, it was a good lesson to all the young folks, you know, all the young bucks in the locker room and in the roster. Hey, look, even at an advanced age, if you can sit there and carry along good work rate and good psychology into a match, you can get people hooked. All right, because guess what? The fans there, they were completely invested into it, all right? And they pulled out every cheap fucking trick in the book from, like I said, from their old matches. Even ending up inside the fucking crowd, all right, where they couldn't finish, like, the one spot that they wanted to, that they've done in, like, previous other matches where Triple H tries to pedigree the Undertaker, and Undertaker goes ahead and back body drops him outside the ring in the middle of the crowd, because somebody fucked up and, like, dropped the security rail in the way where Triple H would have went into, and he saw that, he was like, "No, I'm not taking this bump." And he just kind of slid off to the side.
Well, the rail was, you know, taped over because of what happened in one of the previous matches, the Shield versus.
No, I mean when they were out in the crowd. They were in one of the section parts of the crowd, the rail that was there.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and Undertaker was about to back body drop him onto that, and Triple H saw that, and he was like, "Nope, I'm not taking that bump," and he just kind of slid off to the side.
See, here's another thing about the match. It was announced right before it began that it was no disqualification. It wasn't billed as a no disqualification until that moment.
Yeah.
Until that moment. It was just going to, and that's the thing that really this is what really pissed me off about the match. And I called this during my prediction. And, well, I didn't call it exactly, but I said it was going to be DX versus the Brothers of Destruction. And that's what it carried on to. And Shawn Michaels was basically, he was getting away with helping Triple H almost do every fucking thing in this match. That pissed me off. He was helping him set up tables. He was helping him up and cheering him on. I'm like, put on some pom-poms, Sean, bitch. Why don't you just go that fucking far and dancing around and running away from Kane and playing cat and mouse? And I'm like, this is garbage. I was really, look, if you're going to have them face each other for the very last time, why couldn't you let them do it just one-on-one instead of having Shawn Michaels there? Or having even Kane there. It just, their presence there and them trying to get involved and help out in the match, it just didn't fucking make any sense to me.
It did, for the fact that it distracted everybody from just how slow Triple H and The Undertaker were moving around in the fucking ring.
You know what? That wouldn't have necessarily mattered if it was a good fucking match. It wouldn't have taken away anything from. That's like when you're building or wrestling around someone's limitations. When it's obvious, especially when it comes to age, people are not going to question that. People are going to actually understand. unless it's like little kids and stuff like that, or teenagers and things like that, or Miz fans. The only thing that really mattered to me is that if these two win against each other for the last time. But I knew as soon as the notice score, I knew it was going to be a screwy finish anyway because of Shawn and Kane being out there.
Yeah, that was a given.
That was a given. And
yeah, that was a predictable ending.
Yeah, it was predictable. And of course, I went with Triple H because it was going to take a lot to put Undertaker down, and Shawn Michaels being there was going to provide that. I mean, it's just that.
But
like I said, it didn't ruin the match. It didn't ruin the match. It didn't take anything away from the match. It wasn't match of the night, though. No. It was far from that, because that cruiserweight match, I got to eat my words about that shit. That cruiserweight.
Yeah, no, the cruiserweight match was really good. Of course, the AJ
match was good. The New Day versus the Bar match was pretty good.
That was
kind of short. You know, but it was short and sweet, and it got to the point, and it had some fucking moves in that match.
I got to say, like, you know, generally speaking, for the majority of the matches that were held, except for a few, all right? And I'm usually not one to go ahead and harp on the ladies' wrestlings, but the ladies' matches, I'm sorry, were not good, okay, in my view. I'm pretty sure you're going to go ahead and address that in full. But for the most part, a lot of the guys, this looks like one of the it looked like it carried out as one of the pay-per-views where they were like, hey, look, you guys, we don't come here very often. Give them a good fucking show. We'll let you work, and we're going to give these people, you know, something to go ahead and remember. So next time we come to Australia, we're going to have half the fucking country packed into one stadium. You know, we're going to have 80,000 screaming WWE fans. And we can go ahead and we can sell them on another end of the era, never going to happen fucking match, which, by the way, because of this ending, bullshit. Yeah. Like, this isn't going to fucking happen again. I already know what's going to happen again.
And what? Is Shawn going to finally come out of retirement and it's going to be DX against the Brothers of Destruction? Is that going to fucking happen?
I don't know if it's going to happen at Survivor Series or or fucking, you know, WrestleMania or something like that.
I don't think there'll be a tag team match like that at WrestleMania, but given the egos involved. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Kane has to sit in the office now.
Yeah. But look, I think, I mean, you know, as long as Kane keeps in shape, you know, in relatively good shape, I don't think anything's going to really, aside from his city setting itself on fire, all right, and things exploding, all right, and children going missing in the middle of the night, he could probably go ahead and say, hey, look, I've got my side gig and I'm going to be gone for the weekend, okay? That'll probably be fun, all right? Because, you know, I mean.
Is he allowed to do that while he's in office? Because I remember Jesse Ventura getting some flack even though he was like a special guest enforcer or referee and stuff like that when he was governor.
Yeah, and he was also like he also showed up where he was like the governor welcoming the WWE into Minnesota on one of the nights of Raw or something like that. I mean, he got a little bit of flack, but the thing is that generally speaking, how things are set up that way, you know, like I said, unless something happens in Cam's hometown, you know, like I said, things start setting themselves on fire, you know, dead rising from the grave. Well, considering all of that, he might be able to take credit for that. That'll be part of his gimmick, you know, for next time he runs for office or whatnot. But yeah, this particular one, I don't think anybody who's watched it all the way to the end, all the way through the screwy ending, and the faux goodwill ending at the very, very end of it, okay, there is nobody who can walk away from this saying that this is the very last time these guys are going to see each other.
And it shouldn't have been billed as in the first place. You know, that I just think that it shouldn't have been that. It was just to build the hype for it. You know that come on, if they just walk away from it with a cliffhanger like that, it would be BS.
Yeah.
You know, if you watch this and if you don't know what happened, Shawn Michaels gets decimated. Triple H gets tombstoned again, even after the match when they were trying to be civil and hold each other's arms up and celebrate and parade. I'm like, this is going on for too long. Something's going to happen here.
Yep.
And then when Kane and Undertaker look at each other, that's when the attack began. Shawn gets laid out, Triple H gets freaking tombstone, and Shawn Michaels gets put through a table, and they walk out. And I'm just like, you think this is over? Why would they end it like that? Come on, people.
And my biggest gripe about that isn't the fact that they go ahead and they end it that way, but for all the good that happened in the majority of the matches that went on and everything, why did this one have to be the main event?
Right. I mean, the WWE Championship should have been the main event. Period.
Yeah. Period. I mean, especially considering the fact it's not like you're going to sit there and be able.
That was the most personal match besides Becky and Charlotte.
Yeah, and you're not going to be able to sit there and market, future main events for pay-per-views off the back of The Undertaker and Triple H. I mean, maybe once in a blue moon, like as something to be thrown in, but you're not going to be able to market, main events for, pay-per-view in, pay-per-view out on the back of these guys, because guess what? They're part-timers. All right? They're not supposed to be there full-time in front of everybody every week.
Because I think that it's always garbage that the WWE Championship goes on first, middle, and not last. I really, that bothers me. Due to the history that this championship has, and it hasn't gone on as a main event in quite some time. That doesn't make any sense to me. That's just, and it wasn't like Joe versus Styles wasn't a good match. Everyone, come on. It's AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. You knew that damn well it was going to be a good match, even though that was billed as no disqualification match from the get-go.
Yep.
And they pulled out all the stops, and everything was great about the match.
Yeah.
I mean, even the way Samoa Joe tapped out, I was like, whoa, okay, yeah, he messed up his leg, but still, I really kind of questioned Joe tapping.
Yeah. I mean, especially considering everything that, how their feud has gone so far, where the
feud's over now.
Yeah, well, where they've really been kind of like pushing the limits anyways. But I guess if there's a way to go ahead and cleanly break off things, that was about as clean as you can get it. Yeah. And now everybody's going to be looking forward to Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles. Okay.
Thank God.
Yeah, I know you're especially happy for that. But like I said, as far as this Triple H Undertaker stuff, this DX versus Brothers of Destruction stuff, we'll see the Brothers of Destruction, bully around the cancer patients more. I'm pretty sure.
Bully around the cancer patients. Yeah, people were giving John Cena flack about his haircut, and I'm like, look at Shawn Michaels.
Well, you know what was happening with Shawn Michaels? He was showing up with a head full of hair, and then you look at the back of it when he turns around, you're like, that's like the bald spot in the back of a tarantula's ass. And the thing is that
talking about
Undertaker was the Undertaker was showing that off a little bit through this fucking match too. So, just saying. Look,
motherfuckers are old, okay? We're middle-aged guys, but we still have heads full of hair. But
yeah.
Please don't take my hair away. But look, as you were saying, this shouldn't have been a main event. And yes, it was much slower than everybody probably anticipated. But if you anticipated it going at a fast pace, I'm like, where the fuck have you been?
Yeah, and like I said, my biggest complaint about this particular match, to go ahead and encapsulate my thoughts on it, isn't the fact that it was slow, all right? It's the fact that it's one of two things. Number one, it seemed like a replay of multiple Triple H Undertaker matches
because
from
it was
decades before, because it was. They pulled out each and every cheap trick and scripted spots. The only thing that was missing was Triple H yelling out "side slam" or "boot me" in the middle of the fucking ring. All right, he wasn't yelling out spots in the middle of the ring. Okay, that was the only thing that was missing.
Yeah.
So that's one. Like I said, it was not that it was slow, but it was a match that we've seen before. And number two, why does it have to be billed as? Why did it have to be the main event, and why does it have to be billed as the last time that they ever see each other? Especially now, given the ending, we know that's all bullshit. they're going to end up seeing each other again.
Hey, remember once in a lifetime between Cena and Rock, and then the very next fucking year.
Yep.
Or a championship. Maybe that's how. I don't know if they're going to give Undertaker the Universal title for his revenge against Roman Reigns and then Triple H out. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, to captivate my thoughts about the main event, I hated seeing Shawn Michaels help Triple H through almost every fucking thing in the match. From setting up tables, from protecting him, from cheering him on, and from just interfering, pushing Undertaker into the steel post early in the fucking match. It's just, I was just like, man, fuck, dude. It should have just been one-on-one. Yes, we saw chairs. Yes, we saw tables. Yes, we saw Triple H hammer. We saw all that. Like the Reverend said, this was just a freaking replay of what we've seen before between these two. So there you have it as far as the main event of this damn WWE Super Show 2018. But look, as a special guest, Reverend here, we would still like to know your thoughts about the event. Did you enjoy all the matches? Did you enjoy the main event? Even though we say it shouldn't have been the main event. I just, no. But give me your thoughts. Give us your thoughts. Hit that like button. Hit subscribe. Check out the Reverend's videos as well. Set up those notifications. And, man, WWE, you could have had this a match before the main event. That would have been fine. The number one contenders match for the WWE Championship took place after the WWE Championship match, which doesn't make any sense. But anyway, drop kicks, body slams, throw motherfuckers over the top rope, both feet hitting the floor. That event's coming up pretty soon. Yeah, I'm a wrestling fan, and the Reverend here is a seldom wrestling fan because WWE has went to shit over the years. This is a theme.
And I am the Reverend.
And we are go. Credits.
No, unlike most folks who have like WWE, like the network stuff and like that, I'll be honest, for this particular one, people were sitting there, they saw me going through the shores, they called me Blackbeard. That's how I caught it. All right, just full disclosure right now.